Hi there, let's take a look at your regional Northeast forecast over the next few days for Philadelphia. What's the big story? Well, winter will return after a record warm weekend was just here. The record warmth will give way to cold once again as seasonal temperatures will return just in time for Christmas Eve and Christmas. As always, check in to weatherranger.com for the latest updates. Let's take a look and see who gets what and how cold it will be and for how long. Well, currently we have no watches, warnings, or advisories in place for the Philadelphia tri-state region. We do have an ice storm warning up along coastal Maine and also a winter weather advisory up here in the northern part of Maine, and even a winter weather advisory or a freezing rain advisory, for southeastern New Hampshire and also for just north of Boston. So if you're traveling up to Maine or northern New England today, definitely, or even tomorrow, definitely take a look at your flights and make sure that they're still going to be on time and scheduled. If you're driving up here, you might want to reconsider the trip or even maybe just leave yourself plenty of time and be prepared to stop. Across the western part of New York State, northwestern Pennsylvania, and northern Ohio, we have some flash flood warnings and flash flood advisories, so just rain across there. However, the lake effect snow machine will be ramping up in this area tomorrow and the Wednesday and the Thursday, so definitely keep an eye open if you're headed into this part of the country as well. Let's take a look at the National Surface Analysis, including radar. We have a bunch of rain here along the East Coast with a double-barreled low-pressure system, one center sitting over Long Island, the other center sitting just east of Charlotte down here in North Carolina. Temperatures mainly in the 60s and in the upper 50s across the Philadelphia tri-state region. Behind this front, we have 40s and mid-30s out in Pittsburgh in western Pennsylvania, and here comes the cold air. Here's a high-pressure system responsible. It's going to combine with this high and this high right here and cause a ridge, which is a ridge of high pressure eastward overnight tonight into Tuesday, so temperatures will drop. This will basically be our air for Tuesday and Wednesday over Ohio right now, and temperatures out here are currently in the low 30s. We have a 31, a 34, and a 33 right here. So let's take a look. Currently 57 and light rain at the International Airport, 52 at Allentown, 49 at Harrisburg, 61 down in Atlantic City, and 54 up here in New York City. This coastal low right here, as we can see on the pressure tendency analysis, this is just basically telling you where the pressure is lower or higher than usual. And here's that one surface low sitting over Long Island. This is going to scoot off to the northeast, and this is going to usher in all this cold air out in the Ohio River Valley right back into Philadelphia. In fact, we can see the warmer air here in the oranges and yellows and greens over the tri-state region, and then there's a drop-off in the colder air in the blue and the lighter blue over Indiana and Michigan, and this air is going to be filtering into our region overnight, causing much colder conditions. High dew points right now. This will definitely dry up and cause a lot of crisper air to be moving in overnight tonight. As we can see right now on the regional radar, this double-barreled low-pressure system is causing all the rain across Philadelphia, and this system will be moving out, and we get dry tonight by 6 o'clock this evening. This whole system moves out, it becomes drier, and a lot colder air will begin to move into the region. Let's take a look at the forecast model here. As we can see on Tuesday morning, the temperatures start to drop. Let's see here, Tuesday morning. Okay, temperatures start to drop here. We get down into the upper 20s, and the rain ends by tomorrow morning by 7 a.m. for your Christmas Eve. So it'll be a dry Christmas Eve for you. Let's put this model in motion here into Wednesday morning by 7 a.m. Looks like temperatures are back down into the lower 20s and maybe even the upper teens. And in situations like this, models can run too cold, especially too warm, after a cold front just passes through. So these upper teens might be a little on the overdone side, but it sounds like it's a reasonable estimate by the model this time. We're going to be dry. Winds are going to be out of the northwest, and those winds are going to actually back it up to Tuesday here. When those winds are going to be out of the northwest and gusting 15 to 20 miles per hour, as we can see here overnight Tuesday into Wednesday. It'll get quite windy and breezy. So if you're out Christmas Eve and you're staying at a relative's house, it looks like you'll be safe from the wind and the cold, as long as you don't have to be out working in it. So let's take a look here going into Christmas Day. Still dry across the region. Temperatures still on the chilly side. We're going to be in the 20s here Wednesday night into Thursday, but then Thursday during the day looks like we're going to top out in the 40s. So this air mass isn't going to be Arctic. It's not going to be too extreme as it was in the beginning of the month. But definitely Christmas Day in the 40s with some possible flurries coming through the mountains here. You might see a snow flurry, which would be really nice for your Christmas Day if you could see just a few snowflakes, even if they didn't stick. It's always a possibility in these situations where a front comes through and ushers in a lot of colder air behind it, and the air isn't really that cold. It's not Arctic. So tonight we're looking at different forecast models here for comparison. These models are pretty much agreeing on lows in the lower 30s, around freezing for lows tonight, and for highs tomorrow for your Tuesday, looking at highs in the 40s as a general rule, and then lows tomorrow night and the Wednesday down into the lower 20s. However, I think it could reach the teens, as this model is indicating out here in the farther northern and western suburbs from Allentown down through Harrisburg. In the city, it probably might be a little bit warmer, like in the upper 20s. And let's take a look here on Christmas Day. Highs topping out according to this model in the 30s. And down here, freezing, not making it above freezing, not making it above freezing in this model either. And then in the Christmas Day, into Thursday from Christmas Day, we have upper to mid 20s. We have mid 20s here, and mid 20s here is the overnight lows. So keep it right here, and as always, thank you for choosing Weather Ranger for your Philadelphia forecast and also for your Pennsylvania forecast. Tune into the National Briefing next for a big picture on what's to come for the upcoming week to see if there's going to be any snow or what's in store. I'm WeatherRanger.com's meteorologist Mike Griffith. Have a good day and a Merry Christmas.